So we have a traditional worksheet here with our different reps on the side. We've got 12 months of data in there, and we've got some just standard totals for the rows and the columns. The thing is, as we're staring at this, we would like to get an idea of what maybe just a few of the numbers add up to. In other words, when we're looking at maybe George, or let's say we're looking at Clutch here, and we know that Clutch for the whole year did a little over $310,000. I'm kind of curious what he did just in that first quarter, meaning January, February, March's numbers, right? Well, what you can actually do is you can take your mouse and select two or more cells. In this case, we'll select 3 here, right? And down at the bottom, you're going to see a number of different calculations. You're going to see the fact that all 3 of these averaged together would be 19,987. The fact that we selected the 3 cells that were actually 3, they all contain something, so there's a count of 3. And if you look at this, they all add up to 59,960. So without having to, go in there and put some sort of another column in there to do like the quarterly totals, which I don't really care about overall, I can just do this. I can also do something like this. I can select, let's say, Chip here through March. Let's say for the whole year, whole half year here, right? So up to June, right? And I want to see the first 5 people. So we're going to go down to Ren here, right? So we do that, and again, you get the same kind of calculations down there. You can also go in there and select the multiple ranges. So maybe you want to see what Chip did in the first quarter. You want to see what Stimpy did, Emil, and Linda, because maybe these are the 4 reps that are underneath you, and you're just kind of curious for that first quarter, what they all did as a collective, and we can see that number down here at the bottom, along with the average and the count. Now, you can also add more calculations down there. If you point down here, and this is what we call the status line, by the way, but if you just kind of point anywhere down there, do a right click, you'll see a little menu pop up that shows you all that can be ultimately displayed at one time or another down there. Now, the things that they don't have right now that are of calculative nature would be maximum or max, minimum. That would tell you what the highest and what the lowest number was in whatever ranges you selected. Those are also function formulas that you'll learn in Module 5. Here we have a numerical count. I'll explain that one in just a second. And then the rest of them are more keyboard related. So if you didn't have a indicator, like a color indicator, like a lit indicator on your keyboard or a screen to let you know that your caps lock was on or your number lock was on or off, you can actually, in this case now, the number lock, it says on, so it shows that at least. But let's say we've got the, which is on, I should say. So let's say we want to do the number lock and we want to do the caps lock as well, see? And that's it. Now you just kind of click away from it, all right, and then you can see everything down there. Now you'll see how it says number lock down there, but it doesn't say caps lock. Now when I hit my caps lock, all right, the caps lock will come on. Let's see, where is it at here? Yeah, I don't know why it's not showing up there. Maybe I'm not seeing it, but that's kind of weird. All right, well, it should work usually. Not going to worry about it. But the rest of these things came in. So I'll give you an example here. If I were to select, go back here and just kind of click this again. Now I've got all my numbers selected here. So these 4 ranges here. So now it tells you that there is the highest number in that selection is 47,499. The smallest is 10,008. Pretty interesting. Now look at this. If I select these labels and these numbers here, all right, just to kind of get my senses of what I'm doing and trying to calculate, it will show that the Well, it gets kind of goofy because I've got dates basically selected, so it's kind of freaking out on that. But my point was that out of the 9 cells that we selected, right, 6 of them have numbers, but 9 of them have something in them. Say that's what those 2 are there for. So it's kind of interesting stuff. But if I also say, okay, what about Chip, Kathy, George, Hazel, Ren, and Stimpy? What did they all add up to totally? Well, then I can look down here. I can see a little over 2.2 million right there. See, the highest total, the lowest total, the average of those 6 totals. So I mean, it's not, not rocket science here, but it's stuff that you might want to know from time to time. I also like to use this in situations where I'll look at a total like this. I'll say 335,000. I mean, that just doesn't seem like that. It's almost like looking at your charge slip, right, or your statement that you get, and you're going, how did all those little numbers, 200 or $20 here, $30 there, $50 there, how did that all add up to $2,000? It's driving me nuts. I don't believe it, and I'm sure you caught yourself sitting there and adding up all the numbers on a calculator just to make sure that that's right, which of course it usually is. But the same thing here. You're looking at these numbers and you're going, that just doesn't look like 335,000. So you can actually select that range and look down here and say, oh yeah, well in fact it is 335,204. Right down to the penny there. Okay, so that's it. So hopefully this can help you in your ventures with your worksheets as maybe an alternative or a complement to what you're doing with your formulas. So hopefully you like this and you like the video. Take care.